Hey everybody, and welcome to Word Walkers. My name is Keith, and this is Current Events in Biblical Times. Hey everybody, in today's episode of Current Events of Biblical Times, we're going to be talking about the next two videos I'm going to upload. And it basically is going to be, today's video is going to be a summary of those two videos because there's a lot of information that I'm putting out there in the next two videos, and it's all based on the mark of the beast. Now, before we get into that, I just want to ask you, please, if you like this content, if you want to be evangelical and spreading the message of God, spreading the good news, or spreading this information so that people know what's coming, right? We want to be a beacon of light to those who need to know what's happening. Hit the like and the subscribe button, because that's the only way that if you want to be evangelical at all, just hit the like and the subscribe button, especially the like button, and comment. Everything you do down below helps the algorithm see that this information is liked and needs to be pushed out more. The more likes and the more comments and the more subscriptions that come on, push it through the algorithm faster and gains traction. So, with that being said, also, by all means, and I keep saying this and I mean this, go to the App Store on your phone and download the Telegram app. It's free. Go on there, set up your account, and then look for the Word Walkers Telegram channel and join that Telegram channel. Now, if you have a problem once you get onto Telegram, you can't find it, I will send me a message, direct message me through Facebook group, and I will send you the link to the Telegram channel, and this way you'll be right there. I can put stuff over there that I cannot put on these mainstream social media pages. So be on the Telegram channel and Rumble. Look us up on Rumble. I'll continue to put links for it in the Facebook group. But by all means, and I'll put links down below to all this stuff, join those two, Rumble and Telegram. Those are the ones that are going to be the most important here going forward in the future, because I believe as these big tech companies start to censor things, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but The Blaze, which is Glenn Beck, I don't know if you remember Glenn Beck way back in the day on Fox, he's actually built up the biggest new internet streaming service for news on the planet, and Facebook has actually censored him now. So by all means, please, if you like this information, down below, be evangelical, spread the gospel, hit the like and the subscribe button. Then go to Telegram, join Telegram, and find the Word Walkers channel, and go to Rumble and subscribe to the Rumble channel. That will help us out tremendously. So, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about what's going on. So what I wanted to do with this video here is kind of give you a 30,000 foot view of what the next two video uploads are going to be. This video is not going to be very long, but the next two are going to be long. Now, and even with that, these videos are just scratching the surface of everything that's out there right now. But what I'm trying to do with these next two uploads, number one, is talk about the infrastructure that was put in place during the pandemic with COVID vaccine passports, digital IDs, those things, how all these apps came out on your phone and how all of a sudden all this surveillance came into play. I want to show you how they put the infrastructure in place so that now that they're going through and doing the commercial or central bank digital currencies, that they're just going to lay that on top of all of the vaccine passport, digital ID stuff that's already been implemented on your phone apps. And the next phase of that obviously will then be to put it on or in your body. So in the first video, what we're going to be talking about is all of the infrastructure that was put in place by the global elites and the corporations, the big corporations that are all a part of the World Economic Forum, and all of the stuff that came with the COVID vaccine passports, and how it all kind of started. In Benjamin Netanyahu's own words, he said, we came out of COVID first because we allowed ourselves to be the guinea pig for the pharmaceutical companies. And I'll let him do that, speak to that in his own words, as when we get into these videos, you'll see that in my computer. That paved the way for what's now happening in the banking system. You're seeing a lot of countries put together their own central bank digital currencies. Now, interestingly enough, I'm holding it in my hands right now, back on March 9th, 2022, Joe Biden signed into Executive Fiat Executive Order 14067. Right here. Okay? That's the executive order. I've been studying it, was going through it with a financial guy by the name of Jim Rickards. And I've been studying it myself, sections 3, 4, especially 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, I've been studying it myself. And everything that's taken place, let me set this down. Everything that had been taking place through ESG, social credit scores, and then surveillance of the folks that are doing this. Now remember, this is a model that we are following that was established by the Chinese. Now, go back in the archives, not yet, but go back in the archives after you watch this video. And there was one I did on cybersecurity about a year and a half ago. And I did a pretty lengthy video, but there's a segment in that video where I did a whole thing on the Chinese surveillance state and how they're using the digital yuan and created a social credit score to monitor the people in that country. That executive order came out last year. This last Thanksgiving, this last November 2022, on the Wednesday before the holiday, they rolled out the beta testing of two things. The Hamilton Project and the Lithium Project. The Hamilton Project is basically a huge database that was created under the Obama administration. President Barack Obama rolled this out, I'm not mistaken, I believe it was at the beginning of his second term. The Hamilton Project is nothing more than a gigantic database of all of the purchases and everything that's been going on digitally in this country for the last, whatever, 10, 15, well no, more than that, probably 15 years since they rolled it out. The Lithium Project is kind of like a spyware thing that they attach to this so that they can monitor you. And I couldn't believe it when I was reading it, but I'll show it to you all in the second video. But that's what the Chinese government did to the Chinese people. Now, here's another fun fact. Per capita, in this country, we have more camera surveillance than the Chinese do in their country. Per capita. Now, and I thought, well, there's no way. How's this possible? I'll tell you how it was possible. They got everybody believing that they needed a Ring camera on their front door and on their back door and cameras inside their homes. Now, you might say, well, that's not going to anything. That's on my phone. Well, that phone has got an app to something, and someone's watching that. You're connected to somebody's database. Somebody's watching it. And they're creating systems now that are being more focused on facial recognition than they don't necessarily need a mark. But we'll get into that in the videos. But I just kind of wanted to give you a broad overview of this, okay? I don't want to get scatterbrained here. During COVID, they set up the infrastructure. They put together all of the digital ID stuff. You can go on, you can download the apps. And the vaccine passports and all this way of tracking people, right? They put that all in, they put all the infrastructure together then. Now they're going to take that infrastructure and with the central bank digital currencies, they're going to lay that right on top of it. And they're going to say, okay, here's where you get your money. Then what do you do? And see, that's the thing. When it comes to the central bank digital currency, it's controlled by the Federal Reserve. There is no more commercialized banking. It'll all be done through the Federal Reserve. And if that doesn't sound like Revelation 13, where you cannot buy or sell without this central bank digital currency, they can control you that way. And I show you all of this in these two videos. Not making it up, and I let them say it in their own words. So make sure you check out the next two videos and watch all of them all the way through. Go back and watch the one I did on cybersecurity about a year and a half ago. There's a whole segment on the Chinese surveillance state. That's the model everyone's trying to follow. So, I know that's a lot to take in. I just wanted to do a brief overview so that when you see what's going on, you know that this is happening. It's not me making up something. I'm giving you the information right from the sources. And again, I'm just scratching the surface. And if I can do this as one person, doing my own research and my own homework, which is what I expect you guys to do for yourself, your own research and your own homework. Guys, you got to be looking out for your family. Ephesians 6, time is now. You need to recognize and understand, what does that mean for you? What does it mean to have the full armor of God on? And how are you going to utilize that to take care of you and your family in the times that come? So, just putting all that information out there. I don't want you to be scared. This is nothing to be afraid of. We're living in great times. We're watching the Word of God move. We're watching the Holy Spirit move in ways that we've never seen. So keep your chin up. Keep looking up, because He's coming. And I'm telling you, He's coming. So keep it up. You're doing a great job. Stay in the Word. And until the next time we see each other, peace.